Houseplants possess a unique ability to instantly transform a sterile house into a warm, inviting home. However, when the goal is to elevate an interior design scheme from simply decorated to truly curated, standard leafy greens sometimes fall short. To achieve a sophisticated, high-impact aesthetic, few botanical elements rival the architectural allure of a blooming moth orchid, Phalaenopsis, or the vibrant, dense charm of a miniature rose. While they are often viewed as belonging to entirely different design worlds, the orchid being a staple of sleek modernism and the rose a symbol of lush, traditional romance, bringing them together creates a stunning visual balance. Whether you're styling a sprawling house or curating a compact, minimalist apartment, mastering the display and care of these two distinct bloomers will breathe refined, living energy into your daily space. The philosophy of botanical contrast. The secret to successfully pairing orchids and miniature roses lies in their contrasting forms. Good interior design relies on a balance of shapes, textures, and heights. The moth orchid is defined by its elegant, sweeping vertical lines and sparse, structural foliage. It is a lesson in negative space, drawing the eye upward along a solitary, graceful arch of flowers. In contrast, the miniature rose is horizontal and dense. It forms a compact, bushy canopy bursting with highly textured, tightly packed petals. By placing these two plants within the same visual plane, such as on a console table, a wide windowsill, or a curated bookshelf, you establish a dynamic tension. The stark, soaring silhouette of the orchid prevents the lush rose from looking too heavy, while the dense color of the rose grounds the ethereal orchid, preventing the display from feeling too sparse or cold. Styling in minimalist and compact spaces. In modern, uncluttered homes, every decor piece must be chosen with absolute intentionality. When space is at a premium, such as in urban apartments, you cannot afford to waste surfaces on chaotic arrangements. The minimalist kitchen island. Kitchens are often dominated by hard, reflective surfaces like quartz, stainless steel, and glass. To soften these edges without adding clutter to your meticulously organized countertops, use a single, tall white Phalaenopsis orchid in a matte black or smooth concrete cylinder pot. Position it at the end of the kitchen island. Its clean lines complement a minimalist kitchen layout perfectly, adding a touch of organic warmth that does not interfere with your cooking prep space. The small dining room focal point. A large, elaborate floral centerpiece can easily overwhelm a small dining table. Instead, cluster 3 miniature roses in identical, low-profile geometric pots down the center of the table. This creates a cohesive, colorful runner effect that is low enough to allow for easy conversation across the table, maintaining an open, airy flow in the dining area. Harmonizing containers and cache pots. The container you choose is just as important as the plant itself. To unify the disparate shapes of the orchid and the rose, you must create cohesion through your choice of pots. Texture over pattern. Avoid heavily patterned or brightly colored pots, which will compete with the flowers for attention. Instead, opt for rich, solid textures. Fluted ceramics, brushed brass, or raw terracotta offer visual interest without visual noise. The unifying color palette. If your orchid is potted in a sleek, charcoal gray vessel, pot your miniature rose in a matching or complementary charcoal vessel. This simple trick tells the eye that, despite their different botanical families, these plants are part of a deliberate, unified collection. Navigating the care divide. The greatest challenge of decorating with both orchids and roses in the same room is that they demand fundamentally different care routines to survive indoors. They can share a room, but they rarely share the exact same windowsill. Caring for the moth orchid, the canopy dweller. As tropical epiphytes, orchids are accustomed to the dappled shade of a rainforest canopy. Light. They crave bright, indirect light. An east-facing window is ideal. If placed in a south-facing room, they must be set back several feet from the glass or shielded by a sheer curtain to prevent their leaves from scorching. Water. They require a specialized, chunky bark medium that drains instantly. Water them deeply only when their roots have turned from vibrant green to a silvery gray color, ensuring no water ever sits in the crown of the leaves. Caring for the miniature rose, the sun seeker. Miniature roses are true outdoor shrubs scaled down for container living. They are incredibly energy-hungry and demand robust conditions. Light. Roses need absolute maximum light. They must be placed directly in your brightest south or west-facing window. If they do not receive at least 6 hours of direct sunlight, their leaves will yellow and they will stubbornly refuse to produce new buds. Water. Unlike the orchid's soak and dry routine, a rose requires consistently moist, but never soggy, soil. If the top inch of the rich potting soil feels dry to the touch, it is time to water. They also benefit heavily from a diluted organic liquid fertilizer applied every few weeks during their blooming phase. Conclusion. Decorating with blooming orchids and miniature roses allows you to weave the finest elements of nature directly into the fabric of your home. By leaning into their contrasting structures, unifying them through thoughtful container choices, and placing them strategically within your layout, you elevate them from mere houseplants to intentional living sculptures. Respect their unique lighting and watering needs, and this elegant botanical pairing will reward you with an interior space that feels incredibly vibrant, thoughtfully organized, and endlessly inspiring. Ultimately, the integration of these distinct blooming plants serves as a profound testament to the power of botanical intentionality in modern interior design. In a world where compact apartments and minimalist aesthetics can sometimes border on the sterile, the sweeping elegance of an orchid and the lush, tactile romance of a miniature rose act as vital, living counterpoints. They remind us that true minimalism is never about stripping a room bare, but rather about surrounding ourselves exclusively with elements that bring genuine joy and beauty. By carefully curating and tending to these natural accents, you do more than just decorate. You transform your house into a true sanctuary, a space where structured design meets the wildness of nature and where simplicity thrives alongside vibrant life.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you like videos like this. Thank you.